So, have you ever pondered that just as a genius human becomes completely absorbed in their work, similarly an ordinary person becomes fully focused while worshipping? But, after the workplace and the place of worship, what is that spot where both a great genius and an ordinary person are absorbed and delighted alike? And, if you think about it, you will shake your head and say, yes, that place is the bedroom. Verily, in the whole human world, after the workplace, the bedroom is the holiest place, where life meets life and gets engrossed in creating more life. To cut a long story short, what a human female and a human male do in their bedroom, apparently. Then, if observed at a glance, they move about like a wrestling match, with all the grabbing and grappling, etc. Since there is no regular sport going on, then unlike wrestling, the holding of the male and the female each other seems to be very funny. But, both of them don't even care. They are involved in the second most sacred activity of life. They are striving to become one. Being 2 to 1 is a very laborious process. So, there is a lot of commotion. However, when their efforts finally bear fruit and they truly become one, when eggs and sperms are released so that they can together become a baby, then how peaceful both of them become. Just like an artist finds joy after completing their masterpiece. The ecstasy of creating something, the greatest ecstasy. Nevertheless, there is a huge confusion in the common human mind that the greatest human desire is the demand for that current which runs through the human body during lovemaking, that's it. That's why the more genius a human being is, the more they get sad and sorrowful right after mating, thinking, lo, I had that intense madness for this task. But, actually, it is never so. If it were the matter of just that sweeter and lighter current, why would any human need another human? As far as the intensity of that current is concerned, a single human can achieve on its own what two can't achieve together. But, on the bed, a human knows best the urge that changes every moment in their own body, so by reducing or increasing their grip or pace precisely according to their need, and by taking a pause whenever they want, a single human can extend the duration and potency of the pleasant process as much as they long for. It is nowhere to be found when one is with another being. Moreover, especially the human male is ever more concerned about the pleasure of his partner. Even if he himself does not get much rapture in the bedroom, but his beloved female is completely satisfied and pleased with his performance, then he does not need anything else. In such a case, where does the craving for that current go? Furthermore, let me repeat that not only the human being but any biped living being also can generate that very current in its body itself. Then, an extraordinary genius organism like human, who knows how to make a required device or even a machine, is always independent regarding the case of that flow of current only. But, yes, no human all alone can create a child. And, your child is the truest guarantor of your genetic immortality. In conclusion, your craving for that current is nothing but the brightest reflection of your aspiration of immortality. Of course, if humans' extreme desire were just that very flow of current, then there would never be a need for anyone to pamper any other person for nothing. The truth is that not just human beings, but the greatest desire of any creature is by no means so low and shallow, and never will be. Yes, those sybarites, the males and the females of the genius human race who are more than willing to have a one-night stand, their deep and hidden satisfaction also lies in that very longing for their eternity. Though they don't even know the pertinent point yet, their inner self does know and screams with joy, aha, I succeeded in making another proud human to give me so much authority over their body that I could create another child of mine on this earth. Yes, actually, copulation is not about that current only, and never was, and never will be. Furthermore, the quest for that flow of current is not the greatest goal of the infertile genders and the same-sex enthusiasts as well. Though obtaining a child is never the objective for them, yet if it were merely about the current, then there would also be no need for any one of them to tolerate anyone else's whims or tantrums. So, why do they still yearn for their beloved? Why do they also live and die for their beloved? It should also be clear that a self-centered being like a human being does not need someone's company so much that just for the sake of gossiping with them, they keep taking care of them at the cost of their own energy and time. So, after all, what is the core cause of that attraction and that love? Well, it's a separate matter, on which a man has shed considerable light in his books. Above all, it is also possible that all such genders of humans, which are deprived of producing babies, are created by life solely to remain absorbed in great research and creativity. It is possible that this point has not yet become evident to your extremely confused world, and that under the infinite pressures of your world, even those classes themselves are currently lacking in understanding their true significance and worth. So, it is also possible that you may find the greatest geniuses in every such class in future. Now, before saying anything else, let me clarify one subtle point. Unlike the human male, if the female is not bound by the intensity of love or compulsion, then she can't easily compromise on the much reduction in that current. But, since ages, the immortality of woman is more in her child than in any other achievement. And, just for the preparation of the upcoming baby, the human body needs that current. Then, the stronger the current, the more significant role it plays in the final formation of the copy of the human DNA. That's why a human child, who is conceived not through natural union but through sperm or egg donation, cannot reach the rank of unparalleled geniuses. In such a baby there is some lack in their power of research and creation, i.e., the power of genius. In short, the human female has the unquenchable thirst of getting her best baby, the true guarantor of her immortality. So, she hankers for the strongest flow of that delicate current, and if it never runs through her body, she ever keeps whining and arguing with her male. On the contrary, if the human male finds perfect peace in his home, then in the bedroom he can spend time with his wife without raising his eyebrows, even if he does not get much excitement over there. Despite all his dissatisfaction, he can easily handle all his frustration because the essence of his eternity remains in his achievements more than in his offspring. He knows that though in the form of his children his genes are very alive in this universe, yet his own name will be lost somewhere. Indeed, as soon as his son has his own baby, only his son's name is written along with the name of the newborn human. So then his personal name would be lost soon after his demise. Anyway, let's connect the matter again with the same point, that why the human body remains so happy in the bedroom? In brief, you already know that the human body is an unparalleled factory for producing human offspring, where the DNA capsules, filled with the news and knowledge of nature, are crafted. What an intricate, delicate, and beneficial process it is. A sacred task indeed. It makes possible the transmission of the great knowledge from one generation to the next one. Therefore, the current which is required for the purpose of this delicate, sophisticated and sacred preparation, is fully generated at that time only when the male and female organisms cuddle and connect with each other in depths. Thus the more news of nature you have within your DNA, the more you need mating. The more knowledge in your genes you have, the more that current you need. This vibrant pulsation is akin to the constant command of life to produce the DNA capsules of the human genius. Since copies of the known most genius living being, human being, are needed more and more by life in this universe, she has kept the human mating season perennial. Then, the extraordinary genius creature, human, has allocated the bedroom space in their world to make copies of their invaluable DNA. That is why, in the human world, everywhere, the attraction of wedding bed is just irresistible, because there is a sacred phase and chain of continuity of human genes in the bedroom. There is a matter of human immortality, Your Excellency. Now let me say, goodbye. See you again soon.